Hey, Wheeler here. Another question, or maybe not a question, maybe something people think about before they reach out and pick up the phone and call me is, what does the process look like? They say that people fear going to a financial advisor more so than a dentist, which that makes you ponder for a minute. That's pretty awful. So maybe with this video, kind of alleviate some fears. So the first thing is just a simple Q&A. There's no cost involved. There's no obligation. You're not writing me a check. I'm not going to take any of your credit card information. Basically, what led you to reach out, and then we'll just go from there. So maybe you just have a few simple questions like, what is a mutual fund, or how do I start investing for my retirement, or how do I save for college? We'll just answer those questions, and then that's all you needed. I wish you all the best, and you're the better for it, and didn't cost you anything. If you're looking for something more robust, like, hey, I want to plan for retirement, but I'm not sure where to start or what that looks like. Then we kind of go through those steps as well. And really, this for retirement is three questions. First question is, when do you want to retire? What age? Second question is, what do you want to spend in retirement? Is it 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand? And the third question is, hey, when's your it's not a fun one. It's not a fun one at all, but when's your great getting up morning? When are you gonna, go up to the great upper room? When are you gonna die, right? Because those are numbers, and it's a numbers game. So with those three questions, we can figure out pretty quickly. And I don't do anything magical. I just use this right here to begin with. We can do it over the phone, and we figure out how much you need to have saved by the age you want to retire. So, for example, if you want to retire 30 years from now and spend 80,000 in today's dollars and live for 20 years in retirement, I'll tell you how much you need to have saved, which I think is pretty important, because most people, when they're striving for a financial goal, they know what that goal is, so it's pretty easy for them to focus on it. For instance, if you know you want to buy a car and you want to save money cash for that car, you know how much you need to save because you know how much that car cost. Let's say you're in debt and you got credit card debt. Well, you know you want to be at zero, so you know what that number is. It's zero. So you work to get there to zero. But in retirement, it's kind of an abstract number. You really probably haven't thought about it. You know what number you need to know. You probably have been told something like, well, I know I need to save 15% of my salary in the 401k, and I'll just do that. Well, that's a good start. I'm not complaining with that, but better than nothing. But it doesn't give you the number you need to have. Is your number $1 million? Maybe, maybe not. Is it 2 million? Is it 3 million? It varies by individual. So it depends on what your hopes, dreams, and desires are. So what we do in this phone call is pretty quickly, in about 5 minutes with those questions answered, tell you what your retirement number is. So that's awesome. Now I know what my retirement number is. Then the next question logically is, well, how much do I need to save to get that number? We go through that too really quickly. And again, no magic. Use this calculator and we do the math. And we factor in things like inflation, expected rates of return, future value of money. You don't have to worry about all that. I'll do that part. And I'll tell you, okay, if you want to if you want to retire the way you want to retire, it's going to cost you X. For you to make X, you're going to have to save Y every year between now and then. Simple as that. We do that for retirement. We do that for college. We do that if you want to buy a house in a few years or a car, whatever it is. We do the math. Right? Once we have that set in place, right, now you know what your numbers are. Then we can start talking about, okay, what are the right types of accounts for you? What types of buckets are out there? Some are tax-free buckets, some are tax-deferred buckets, some are taxable, right? There's a lot of different accounts out there, right? But first we need to know our number, right? Then we need to know the accounts that we need to focus on. And then after all of that, then we can talk about what investments make sense in each type of account, right? So I wouldn't really worry about focused on this call. We're not going to talk about whether the greatest investments out there. We're not going to talk about mutual funds and ETFs and stocks and bonds. We're going to talk about your number, right? Then we're going to talk about the types of accounts. And then if you want to pursue anything more going from there, then we'll probably set up a different call to do that. But this call is purely informative for you, to give you a base knowledge, to give you a target to help you meet your goal. And then how you want to meet that goal, we can always pursue at another time. But for now, that's kind of what the process looks like. I hope that helps, and I hope to hear from you soon.